We've got a 2020 Enclave with intermittent issues. Let's figure this thing out. So some of the issues this thing is experiencing is a defaulted shifting pattern, a bunch of messages on the dash, and also when I went to go pull it into the shop, it wouldn't start. Apparently this has been an ongoing issue with this vehicle for a long time now, so hopefully we can figure it out today. So I've gone ahead and scanned the vehicle for codes, and as you can see, we have a lot of codes and a lot of different modules, and it looks like most of them are all on the high-speed CAN bus. Scrolling through the codes, you can see we have a lot of loss of communication codes, but the one I'm going to focus on is this code right here, this U0073. That usually indicates that the bus went down at some point. So in this case, we're dealing with a high-speed CAN bus that's going down intermittently. Let me show you how I usually figure these out. So it looks like this platform is kind of like a hybrid between our Global A and our VIP. So we can't do our testing at the DLC. All of our CAN buses still go through the gateway module like the VIP, but they're not separated like the new VIP. So what I'm going to do is use my oscilloscope, and I'm going to back probe the gateway module connector. That way I can tap into the CAN bus network. And let me show you how I set this up. So we've got one channel on the high speed and one channel on the low speed. And for our channels, I've got them set up for 1x, and I've got a 1 megahertz low pass filter, which is key to keeping the signal looking clean. I have the same setup for channel 1, and I've got both of those set up on a 1 volt scale. So the last thing I have is this math channel up here. So if you just scroll down, we can pull up the math channel by sliding over, and I've got it set up for channel 1 plus channel 2. So this should give us a flat 5 volt, which you can see right here, if the bus is operating correctly. And the last thing to do is to change our time base to about 1 to 2 seconds. Now it's not going to look like a good clean signal at this point, but that's all right. All we're looking for is intermittent dropouts, because now I'm going to go through and manipulate the harness and see if we get anything to change anywhere. So I've got my key on now. Let's go through to each of the high-speed CAN modules and try to manipulate the harness. Just move stuff around, see if we see anywhere where there's a potential short or a damaged section in the harness. Really just wanting to move everything while watching this. And since we've got this math channel set up for channel 1 plus channel 2, it should just stay a solid straight line. If anything changes, you'll see it jumping around. So I've moved my harness all around in the engine bay, and I didn't get anything to show up. So the last couple modules on the inside are the gateway module and this body control module right here. And I found, if I move the harness like that, see how we get those dropouts on the math channel? So our issue is definitely in this area somewhere. So after messing around with it a little bit more, I actually found, if I move this BCM connector right here, that's where our issue's at. So we're probably dealing with a terminal tension issue or a poor crimp, something along those lines. So this issue definitely seems to be with this blue wire right here. Sometimes when I tug on it, I can get it to drop out just like that. So let's take a look at the connector. So looking at the connector and the terminals, it seems like it has good drag on both terminals. I don't see any actual issues with the wire itself being broken or loose or anything like that. The terminal seems to be seated all the way. This may be an issue with the body control module itself. So I actually don't see any real issues with the body control module's connections. Doesn't appear to be anything loose. I don't see it dropping out when I move that terminal around. So maybe the body control module's fine. All right, I believe I figured this out. So I opened up the harness just to take a closer look at these circuits, and I can actually see right here that blue wire is broken inside the insulation. So I bet if we just pull on it, look at that, came right apart because it was already broken inside. So I know a lot of people don't really like it when I use butt connectors, so this one's just for y'all. I'm going to solder these two wires together. So right here we've got them mechanically connected, and here goes our soldering iron. just like that. And last step is the heat shrink, which thankfully it'll slide over the terminal. Just got to melt this. This is adhesive line heat shrink, so it will be protected from the elements. And we just have to put our circuit back in the connector, lock it down, tape it up, and we should be good to go. And one last check for verification. I can move this harness all around now, tug on it, and it no longer drops out. So this one looks like it's fixed, but let's scan it one more time. So after scanning it one more time, all of our codes have cleared out. So this thing looks like it's fixed. That's it for this one. If this video has been helpful or interesting in any way, then follow me for more.